So after going back and forth and debating for a while, I did it. I decided to actually buy an Apple Vision Pro. Now, why did I do this, and how on earth can I afford this, and is it something that you should consider as well? Now, I want to caveat this whole video by saying that the Apple Vision Pro at this point is a luxury, and it's something where you get to see the latest technology from Apple. And I'm not here to say that it's essential for anybody, including myself. And I also recognize the privilege in being able to even consider a $3,500 purchase. But if you're new here, I'm Eric Welander. Welcome to my channel where I talk about Apple and smart home tech. Now, the connection between Apple Vision Pro and Apple is pretty obvious, but where is the smart home tech in the Apple Vision Pro? Now, technically, Apple Vision Pro's Vision OS 1.0 lists Apple's HomeKit as a framework that it'll support. So we should be able to control our Apple home devices right from a Vision Pro. But more than that, Apple also has a lot of the marketing material and other stuff around the Vision Pro highlighting use at home. And what's different, I think, in this compared to, let's say, a MacBook or an iPad being used in a home is how it interacts with the environment around you. You're putting windows and other UI elements around you in the physical space. And there's some more details about that I want to talk about in a minute that I think really relate to smart home tech. But also, when you watch a movie, it'll take care of sort of fake dimming the lights around you so that you can see the movie more clearly. Just like I've talked about all the time on this channel, creating different automations around, let's say, using your Apple TV and watching TV in your living room with everybody. But of course, the big difference there is, well, smart home tech is all about setting up the ideal entertainment environment. It's usually meant for watching stuff with other people, like around your television. Now, there are a handful of other VR devices out there that are meant for entertainment, and they're often priced a lot lower than Apple's Vision Pro. But the main thing Apple is advocating the Vision Pro to be is a spatial computer, and more people are getting their work done from home. So one of the things you probably use for working remotely or even working in the office as well are noise canceling headphones. And when those came around, it was a real revolution in that you could put these headphones on, listen to music, and find some quiet and focus in all kinds of different environments, including maybe your noisy home. And I think Vision Pro could be that as well in a way of like headphones for your eyes, where just like with noise canceling headphones like Apple's AirPods Max, you can let in the world around you with the AR modes of Vision Pro, but then you can also block out the world around you and then have all kinds of large screens that aren't taking up room in your home, but then you're able to have all the screen space you want to look at different pieces of information and bring them together for what you're working on. And I think that part where you take the headset off and you're not surrounded by a bunch of monitors that are sitting there all the time is a real advantage. It's a lot to ask a homeowner to set aside a room in the home dedicated to doing work, let alone just a dedicated desk or table in the corner of a room. So I think things like Vision Pro could enable a more productive work from home setup where you can have all the screen space you want when you're working, but then when you're done working, it's not in your way. And then the other angle of this is something I have faced a lot working from home, which is I'm here in this room all the time. And I thankfully have this dedicated desk and a dedicated room in my home for doing my work, but it gets old pretty quickly to just be in the same place, especially coming from the past where I used to work in downtown Chicago and travel for work and things where I was always getting a change of scenery and could use that to my advantage to shift my focus between different things. And so with something like Vision Pro, you can simulate that with VR environments. Is it exactly the same as a real change in environment? I'm not expecting that in the least, but I think having that ability is going to enable that kind of productivity mindset shift right there in your home where you don't even have to move where you're working. And that's obviously going to be faster than having to physically go between point A and point B. But even though I haven't tried it yet, I still know this is not going to be perfect. I still am probably not going to wear this device much outside of my office here and other private spaces, aside from maybe airplanes and then things like hotel rooms. Given the weight that people who've tried this first generation headset have talked about, I don't know if I'm going to be able to wear it all day or for a significant portion of my workday. And even then, I don't know if I'd want something on my face like that for that extended period of time. The whole idea of 3D personas that Apple has in video chats that are supposed to be like a 3D representation of you just sounds a little bit creepy, and I don't know how my coworkers would really think of that, and I don't want to bring this as a distraction to meetings. And while I can see some exciting use cases for things like software development where I can have a bunch of my documentation and other stuff up in big screens, I just don't see this being where I, let's say, edit my YouTube videos. I love having a monitor here and dedicated speakers and setup that I just don't think that's going away just because I got a Vision Pro. So is this something you should consider as well? Now, I haven't tried the device yet, and subscribe, because if you guys are into this kind of thing, I'll definitely be making a video or more about my experience using this. But I do think that if you can afford the device and you do spend some of your time working from home or on the road, I think those two use cases could be really compelling as a way to use this device, both to shift your location and have more screen space. But I don't think it's worth wasting the energy getting upset or sad or angry if this device isn't really for you, or if it doesn't line up with your budget. We still don't know all the details of how this technology is going to be used over time. What are the killer apps and use cases for it? I think Apple will be using their first headset as a way to make some technology that then they bring to other products that are probably less expensive and are probably more the real dents in the universe and the real polished versions of this technology that are probably more worth your time. But of course, here on YouTube, trying to tell you guys about what the future is and what's coming in the world of Apple and smart home tech, and with that, using your Apple devices in your smart home, I see this Vision Pro as a key piece of that. And it's your support on this channel that's enabled me to get this device. So thank you so much for subscribing, for watching this video, for giving it a thumbs up and doing that across countless videos, supporting sponsors, going through my links and descriptions, because all of that enables me to make more and better videos for you here on YouTube. So thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.